This conference will now be recorded.
So yesterday we started understanding about Salesforce. So what is Salesforce and what exactly we'll be doing with Salesforce technology. Um, the thing is, Salesforce is a software company. By following the cloud computing concept, right? Cloud computing is a concept. So everything what we can do through internet, such kind of process, people are calling as cloud computing. Salesforce company, by following the cloud computing concept, they are offering two types of services: software as a service and platform as a service. Software as a service, they are providing Salesforce CRM applications as a service. Yesterday, we started understanding about what is CRM. So why the companies needs CRM. So all those things we discussed. Yeah, I'll be just repeating at high level, and we'll continue understanding about the Salesforce platform. So what is the platform they are offering? On that platform, what exactly we are going to do? Okay, so in yesterday's example, to understand the CRM, we just took the example of the Apple company. Let's say Apple company to manage the business, day-to-day business with the different companies and clients, whatever the business they do to manage. Let's say they are using CRM. At how they manage as part of the CRM. So the first, Apple is a product-based company. To introduce that product in the market, to create the awareness, people in market should know that there is a product launching from Apple company. They give the advertisements. So if you assume that all the advertisements, whatever the Apple company is conducting, they store in one of the table called campaign. And due to each campaign, the leads will be generated. A lead is nothing but some response. Someone who respond to the campaign, that response information they store in a table called lead. Okay, so when the response is captured, so maybe some companies in the market, they want to sell Apple iPhones. Okay, so in the lead information, they capture the company information, the employee who is contacting behalf of that company, what exactly they want, all that information will be captured as part of the lead, right? And all Apple company, they maintain employees to look into all these leads and call to the leads. If the lead is showing some interest, the lead will be converted into account, contact, and also opportunity. So here account is nothing but the companies who is showing interest. That company information stores in account table. The employee behalf of that company who responded, that information will be captured into this contact. And what they want, the deal will be captured into this opportunity, right? And after that, maybe the company asks for the quotation. If they like the quotation, that deal will be closed successfully, right? That means they sold Apple iPhones or laptops or whatever. So after selling the product, the next phase is support, right? If there is any problem with the product, so we can directly, the end users can directly approach Apple company. They maintain a team. They take all the problems, like cases like a service request, any information about the product, they'll be capturing as a case and provide the support. Okay, and also Apple company, they publish some of the knowledge articles. If there are some minor problems, by searching in Google, by seeing the articles we can easily resolve, right? So for that process. Okay, so that's about that. That's the process. Okay, so maybe we might work in different types of projects, right? So this example is dealing with a product. Apple company, they have products and they sell products, and this is the process. But when you deal with some kind of business, so really they won't have any physical product, right? So some companies only provide service and charge, right? So one of the example, let's consider, let's say um, Airtel, right? Airtel is one of the company. So what exactly they do? They provide the telecom services, they provide the internet services like that. So really they don't have a product, the physical device, right? So you can apply for the connection. You need to pay you need to pay monthly and use the service, right? So this Airtel is really not selling the product, right? They have the service, they have the internet services, they have the prepaid and postpaid mobile, the telecom services they are offering, right? So here there is no product, but still they also follow the same kind of process, right? So let's say Airtel company, they are introducing new high-speed internet, right? So when they introduce the new high-speed internet package in the market, so how we know about that? Again, they also do marketing, right? Almost in all business, these things are same, right? First, they need to do the marketing and the sales team, right? They do the sales and the support, right? If there is any internet problem, Airtel support team, they provide the support, right? So these are the three phases. So almost when you deal with any business, you see these phases, right? Marketing representatives of the Airtel company. So why they work? The job of the marketing team in Airtel company is conducting the campaigns, right? Campaign is like advertisement, right? From the campaigns, they have to generate the leads, right? So someone, let's say one of the software company, they want internet for 100 employees, right? So maybe, so when the Airtel company, when they give the advertisement, maybe one of the company, they respond, right? So like that, the leads will be generated, and the lead, when the Airtel team, when they call to that company who responded for the campaign, so they explain what is the package they are providing. If they are showing further interest, the lead will be converted as account. The company who requires internet, that company information they store in account. The person who contacted behalf of that company stores in contact, and what they want, right? This is like a deal, right? Maybe to understand easily, opportunity is like a deal, right? So contact is like it's the employee information. Account is nothing but the company, right? Lead is just a response to a campaign, right? Which holds maybe the account and the contact information, right? So maybe they capture company plus employee both information. That when the lead is converted, account, contact, and opportunity. Here the deal is they need internet for 100 employees. Okay, like that. So let's say once the one of the company they took internet from Airtel, If there is any internet problem, right, they can raise the support request, right? But this opportunity will be here as part of the sales. They'll try to convince, and let's say finally the company took the internet. The later phase is the service. If there is any problem, Airtel company, they maintain a case, one of the table, all the internet problems they capture here and provide the support by resolving the problems. Okay, so this is the CRM process. Okay, so just understand. So how exactly these things we see in Salesforce, that I'll show you. Okay, maybe keep on, if I explain, you won't be getting idea. So what I'll do now, I'll show you how we can register with Salesforce and how we can see these CRM applications. Okay, so before registering here, right? So before registering here, what exactly I'm going to do? I want to explain. Okay, so when compared to other technology, why Salesforce is better? Okay, that I want to explain. Okay, so let's compare. So why Salesforce? Why not already Java.NET? There are many other technologies from long time. Why companies they are using Salesforce? Okay, that we need to understand. Okay, so one of the let's compare with Java, right? Let's say Java is there. Let's say Salesforce is there. So one of the company. Okay, so let's say this Airtel company, they need one of the CRM application. If they go with the Java, right? So Java is only the business logic. If you want to run the application, if you want to access the application, right? Any application needs UI. UI means the web pages, what we see, right? If you open any website, what we see on the screen, that is UI, right? So the application should have the UI. When you do something on the UI, when you click on something, some business logic should be executed, right? So business logic should be executed. After executing the information, right? Let's say on the web page, I'm filling a form and I click on submit, right? I'm expecting that information should be saved into database, right? There is a database layer, right? So one of the example, let's say I'm opening Salesforce. Okay, so let's click here. And let's say here you are seeing some form, right? If you fill and if you click on watch demo or something, all this information will be captured by Salesforce, right? Where exactly this information will be stored? They maintain a database. In the database, this information will be stored. So again, here database is a software to organize the data in a meaningful way. But to hold this UI or business logic or this data in the database, some memory is needed, right? All this should be saved in some computer, right? So here server is like a supercomputer, right? So all these things, right? All these things to hold server is needed, right? All these UI, the logic, the data, everything will be stored in the server, where server is having the memory and all this information will be stored into the server. Okay, now the point is when you go with Java, Java is only the business logic, right? So to develop the UI, right? In general, any web browser, if you take Chrome or Microsoft Explorer or Firefox, right? They understand HTML, right? So HTML, right? Again, CSS, JavaScript. So these things will be used to develop the UI, right? So they need to recruit a team who can develop the UI along with the Java business logic, and also the company, right? So let's say Java CRM application they want to develop. So for that, they need to first purchase the server, right? To hold all this information, first they need to buy the server, and after buying, to write the business logic, they need team who can write the Java programs. They need to recruit the team who can develop HTML, CSS, and the JavaScript, and also to hold data in an organized way. They need to purchase the database, right? There are like Oracle, SQL Server, right? These are some of the famous databases. So somehow some of the database they need to buy, and again they need a team to manage this database, right? So after recruiting everything and after people started working, to have the basic CRM application, let's say at least they need 6 months to have the very basic CRM application, right? So let's say you are starting a company, right? You need a CRM application. If you go with Java, you need to buy the server, you need to recruit team who can develop UI, business logic, database, you need to purchase the database license. You need to wait until 6 months to have your application, the basic CRM application, right? Let's say yours is a soft startup company. If your business is not working after 1 year, you lose all this investment, right? So it's like that. But if someone, if they go with Salesforce CRM, right, not Java CRM, let's say the company decided to use Salesforce CRM. So what is the advantage? No need to buy any server. As soon as you register with Salesforce, immediately Salesforce, they allocate memory through one of the Salesforce server, right? This is free. Here you need to buy, right? I mean, free in the sense it comes as with the package, right? So comes with the package. Package means the license, right? You need to just pay monthly. No need to buy entire server, right? The cost of the server is maybe uh, thousands of US dollars, right? But maybe here they are not going to buy the server. They are going to pay some rent monthly. Okay, so that's the thing. So when you register, when any company register with Salesforce as a package, they get the server. In that server, they get all the CRM applications, right? All the CRM applications. So Salesforce is offering marketing application, sales application, service application, including all these things, right? UI, business logic, database, the server to hold all this information, right? Everything comes inbuilt. So no need recruit someone. You have built-in UI, right? So built-in UI, right? Maybe in Salesforce they use Apex, one of the programming language. I'll talk about this more about this little later. Okay, database, we say Salesforce database. Internally it is Oracle, but we don't bother, we say Salesforce database. Okay, so everything as a built-in, right? So built-in logic will be there, built-in database, it's ready to store the data. Everything comes in built. No need to wait for 6 months. It's the matter of 1 or 2 minutes. Just you can go to the website, register, you will be getting all these applications. You will be start using all these things in minutes. But here, if you see, they need to wait for 6 months after investing a lot of money and also the resources. But here it is easy. So that's why companies they don't want to take the headache of waiting and the recruiting and the managing is a very big task. Right here, all these things are coming as a ready-made. Right, and also maybe they want to alter, right? All companies they don't want to use the same exactly same thing. Let's say if you go to a shop and if you buy the ready-made dress, right? We give alterations, right? So based on person to person, they want to alter. Some persons they want to use as it is. Here also same thing. To alter whatever Salesforce is offering, they are providing the platform as a service. By using that, we can modify. I'll also show all those things. I'll show you instead of theoretically understanding all these things. Let's register and start seeing those things so that you'll get some interest. Okay, so now let's register. Right, one of the company, let's say Airtel company, they want CRM. All they need to do, right? If they don't know, right, which, because Salesforce offers multiple editions. Okay, different editions will be there. And just I'm searching like this just to show you quickly. Okay, so I'm just opening this one. Okay, so let's say Airtel company, they want CRM. When they visit the website, they are seeing like this. They don't know which one they need to take, right? If you see here, really the Airtel company, they want to explore about the Salesforce. One of the Airtel employee, right? If I say hi, they'll try to ask and they'll try to call. They ask our information. We can talk to them and explain what Airtel company need, right? Let's say Airtel company, they want to manage the marketing, sales, and the service related functionality. Salesforce company, they suggest which is suitable, right? So let's say after talking, maybe Airtel, right? They form some team who is responsible to um, develop, right? Let's say, let me take Arun is one of the person, and along with Arun, let's say there are 4 team members. Okay, Arun and the 4 members team, they have the task of getting the CRM application for Airtel company, right? So they talk to Salesforce sales team, and also, right? So they explore and so these are the options. Let's say somehow they decided to go with this unlimited edition, right? They'll read here, right? If you see here, what exactly they get all those things, and let's say they want to try this unlimited edition, but they don't want to pay from day one, right? So because if they don't like that, they don't want to waste their money. they want to try for few weeks or months. Once they are satisfied, they want to buy. Okay, that is possible. Okay, so Salesforce, so they are offering 1 month of free trial. Any company they want to try and understand, okay, they can click on this try for free, and they can fill the form. After filling everything, click on submit. Okay, so the account will be created. It's a matter of 1 or 2 minutes, right? So once the account is created, let's say they are providing that for 1 month. For 1 month, not only this, Arun also can create users for the team. Everyone can log in and they can explore. But the account will expire after 30 days if you don't pay, right? But throughout this course, as part of this course duration is including admin plus development, it takes 3 months. Okay, so we don't want to lose our account, whatever we are practicing, whatever we are doing. We don't want to lose all these things, right? So that's the reason. Okay, so in reality, companies they register like this. Since we are starting with Salesforce, maybe we are like a administrator as a developer, or maybe somehow, right? There are many roles I'll explain in detail little later. You want to somehow work with the Salesforce technology. Anyone who want to start with Salesforce technology, Salesforce is offering a free edition called Developer Edition. Right here, if you see, these are Essential, Enterprise, and Unlimited editions. There is an edition called Developer Edition, which is free. Anyone who want to explore Salesforce and understand how it looks, they can go and register in the Developer Edition. Okay, if you see my notes on top, okay, so I have listed many website URLs. So I recommend you to look into this. The first step to start with Salesforce, anyone having the Salesforce free account, which won't expire, it will be a lifetime with you. But there are some limitations. I'll explain. Okay, for practice purpose, to understand this account is sufficient. Okay, so one of your first task, whoever is attending this training, first you need to have the Salesforce account. Don't register here, maybe this $300, whatever I am showing. Okay, if you don't want to lose your account, must and should, even after explaining what is happening, sometimes blindly people are going here and click on try for free and registering, and after that they are saying it is expiring in 1 week or 3 days. Yeah, here if you register, it will happen like that. Okay, but don't register here for our practice. So go to this developer.salesforce.com, click on sign up, so that if you sign up here, this will never expire. Okay, unless you don't log in for 6 months. Nowadays, if you have the account, but if you don't log in for 6 months, you will lose your account, right? But as soon as at least one time, if you log in, anyway, the Salesforce, they will send email before they remove your organization. All you need to do, just one time login every 6 months, so that your account will be there forever. It's like that. Okay, so all of you, as a first task from your side, you need to go to this website and click on sign up. Okay, and you can give your first name, last name. Yeah, so not exactly full, right? This is just for our practice. You can give some partial first name, last name, and email address should be correct. Correct email address you need to provide. If you give something wrong, you cannot really log into the account, because the password reset instructions Salesforce, they send it to this email. Email should be the correct email. Okay, so for the sake of this account, right, I'm going to take one of your name, and I'm going to just for the namesake, I'm going to take one of your name and create the account. Okay, so just there are many accounts with the name Arun. Okay, so let's say I think with this name I don't have any account. Okay, but you can give your name, right? So first name, last name, and the email address. I'm giving my email address. Okay, so the next thing, the role can be anything. So for now, just to choose developer, right? It's not a matter if you choose developer, admin, anything is fine. Yeah, just choose the first option, that is fine. Okay, the company in general, this is for which company you work, right? Here maybe in our example we are assuming that we are working for Airtel, right? Airtel company, they want the CRM application, right? Let's say Arun is responsible for the Airtel company. This person, right? Maybe let's say we are giving this name. Okay, let's say Pallavi is the person now responsible for this company. Okay, so maybe initially that user provide the details, right? In this example, it's like for this company we are creating, but you can give any name. I mean, your wish. If you want to give home, test or something, you can give. Okay, but this place is for the company, and here, right? So basically, this company having headquarters in which country? Yeah, you can choose India, you can choose USA. In general, wherever you are, give that country, right? Um, let's say I'm giving India, or you can give US, or it's up to you. Okay, and postal code really, so no need to give the accurate, I mean, postal code. You can give anything. Okay, so really they won't validate. And username, this is important. In general, right? When we work for a project, so really, if you are working for Airtel, how the username will be, right? In general, uh, they follow the standard, right? First name dot last name at the rate company.com, right? Maybe in our example, right? Uh, Pallavi is the name, right? Dot K last name at the rate company is Airtel.com. So like that, it should be in that format. But technically, you can give any name, right? So something, some name, right? To make it simple, I'm only giving this, right? But in companies, you follow, you see this standard. Here, it's up to you. Okay, I want to give only one name. Okay, it's fine. But I don't want to give Airtel. So for me to recognize easily, in this place, I am giving as batch 103. Okay, but in general, that place is for the company name. Okay, this is a username, right? So here, most important thing, the email address should be the correct one, and username you should remember. Okay, so this is a username I am giving, right? So click on sign up, right? All of you, it's not that I also provide access to the class account, but you should have your own account. Everyone you should register and have your own account, right? It's like you are creating one um, new Salesforce account for a company, right? So decide your company, right? Instead of Airtel, just assume that you are working in one company, let's say Apple or maybe Tesla or whatever you like, right? You are the one of the primary person registering for that company. You will be having the Salesforce account, right? So just assume and create yourself and you will be having your account. Okay, so click on sign up. Once we click on this Salesforce, they take some time. Okay, maybe 1 minute or 2 minutes. Sometime they take, and right, please check your email to confirm your account, right? So I need to, whatever the email address I have given, I need to check that. I'm opening that. Just I passed my screen. So still I did not get it. You need to wait. Maybe I recommend you to wait maybe 1 hour, let's say 2 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that. Okay. So meanwhile, maybe let's say it takes 2 minutes. So why they are providing free, right? Since they are providing free for the developer edition, so why people they register for unlimited and enterprise and pay to Salesforce? That obviously for the free account, the developer edition account, there are limitations, right? Developer edition, whatever we are registering, it is having many limitations. Okay, so one of the limitation, right? When you register, we get the server space, right? Salesforce in one of the server, we get some space, right? For the free account, only they allocate 5 MB. Okay, so in Salesforce, server is like a supercomputer, right? From their server, they allocate only 5 MB space to store the data, right? Practically for the business, this is not at all sufficient. So any business to run when they run the business and the data what they have, that is 5 MB is not sufficient, right? So for free account, you get only this 5 MB. And also when this Pallavi, one of the person, right, registered, let's say the users, right, whatever the users are there, the first user whoever register is the primary user. This user can create a few more users to the team, right? Only 2 users for the with the free account, only 2 users with Salesforce license can be created. There are other types of licenses. I'll explain more about that. Okay, so Salesforce is one type of the license. Once we log in, I'll show you what is a Salesforce license, what are the other types of licenses, all those things. Okay, so this is one limitation. So, and also there are many other limitations. I'll explain. I think it is too early to deal with those things. First, let's log into the account and see. Slowly, I'll also add the other limitations about this developer edition. Okay, now check the email. So now I am seeing one email. Okay, this is the email I got. Welcome to Salesforce. When you also sign up, you get the email like this. So if you see here, Salesforce is generated a unique URL, right? Unique URL to log into that account, and then this is the username, right? So now from here, we need to click on verify account and set the security question and also the password, right? So until the time is not completed, right? So let's click on verify account. So you need to follow this. If you are starting very newly, you need to just follow these instructions and create your account. That's the first step to start working with Salesforce. Okay. So here, um, the password, give some password. So I'm giving SFDC at the rate 123. So SFDC means salesforce.com. Okay, when you try to search for the job, when you see some openings, or once you started working in the company, people call SFDC team, right? SFDC. SFDC means salesforce.com. Okay, so I'm just giving the password as SFDC at the rate 123. Okay, anyway, I'll provide the instructions how you can access this account. Okay, so until the time, even though you know the password, you cannot log in. Okay, security question, I'm just giving like this, but you can choose whatever you want for your account to secure your account. Give something which you can remember. Okay, otherwise, in case if you forget the password, if you don't remember your security question, you can lose, you might lose your account. That's what will happen. Okay, so click on change password. That's it. If you see, right, in few minutes we have the Salesforce account, right? So where exactly, right? From where it is exactly? This is there in one of the Salesforce server, right? So this whatever application is we are able to log in. This is there in the one of the Salesforce server, right? So Salesforce they have hundreds of servers. How we know in which server we got space, right? That's also we should know, right? Maybe that's one of the big question when we start newly. So let me show you, right? I'll show you how to see whatever the account we got now is part of the which Salesforce server and how we see that. Okay. So first time once you log in, this is a Salesforce account. So left side, you see quick find, search for company, right? You'll see one option called company information. Click on company information. Okay. If you see, we get, sorry, we gave our company name as Airtel, right? Airtel. And the primary contact, right? So we gave Pallavi is a primary contact, right? And the other details, right? Local, slowly I'll explain those things. So one of the limitation, so whatever I was explaining is this, the data space, right? If you click on view, you see this is a database storage space, right? Only 5 MB space is provided by Salesforce, right? Files means maybe some PDF documents, Word documents, images. You can store up to 20 MB, right? So there are limits because this is a free account. Okay, so there are some limits. Okay, let's go back. Now here, if you see the organization edition, developer edition is the free account. right? So instance, so this is the name of the server. So we got the space in this server, right? You know server how it looks, right? Um, it's like let's say all these are Salesforce servers. Now I'm opening this Salesforce account from my laptop, right? From my laptop, when this URL is given, and this is the URL generated when we registered. Okay, so it will go to one of the corresponding server, right? In our example, it is AP26 server, right? It will be reaching that server, and in that server also, it's not that this entire server is allocated to our company, whatever we registered, right? In this server, there can be many other companies, not only Airtel. Let's say tomorrow, Apple company, if they register with Salesforce, they might also get the space in the same server. But if you see for each organization, Salesforce, they maintain a unique ID. So based on that, even though the, let's say Apple, Airtel, some of the company's information is there in the same server, Apple company cannot see Airtel company data. Airtel company, they cannot see, right? So like that, right? Multi-tenant environment. Okay, so due to that, I mean, so that's the concept of cloud computing, right? So that's why they are charging less. Otherwise, buying the entire server is very, very expensive. Okay, so just understand. Now I'll show you where we see all the list of servers and so what exactly this. Okay, to show you that already I sent notes. So some of you, if you did not get these notes and the recording, just ping me in WhatsApp. Okay, already yesterday I sent recording and notes, everything, right? So yeah, in the notes, okay, there is a website called trust.salesforce.com, right? This is the website. Okay, so just I'm opening that here, right? In one of the Chrome tab, I'm opening trust.salesforce.com. So here status dot here, just click on this, and here click on Salesforce services. Just this is to show you. So all these are the Salesforce servers. Okay, so here AP means Asia Pacific. Okay, and you see some servers, AU means Australia. Okay, like that. So Canada. So all these things Salesforce introduced newly. Previously, it was like AP means Asia Pacific, EU means European region, and mostly you see NA. NA means North America, right? All these are the servers. You see, there are many servers from Salesforce, right? So here CS means customer sandbox. I'll explain what is sandbox, right? We need to still discuss on that. So here, okay, but if you see here AP26, right? So this is the one, right? In this server, we got space. Okay, so just understand, right? First, we need to know, right? It is Salesforce is a cloud based, based on cloud computing. They are providing the service. When any company they register in one of their server, we should not think that in this server only our company information will be there. Even many other company, uh, Salesforce CRM also will be created in the same server, right? So multiple companies sharing the same server. Okay, so yeah, that's the concept. Okay, so now also this server, right? So Salesforce also, they have the versions, the software versions. Okay, if you see right side, summer 22 version is going on. Okay, so keep on Salesforce, they are improving their software and they provide the versions. Okay, so in general, so Salesforce company yearly they release 3 versions. Okay, so based on the seasons, right? So they call the versions as a season name. Okay, you hear, right? They say winter, spring, summer, like that, right? So now mostly now at present summer 22, right? 22 is the year. If you see here, you are seeing 22. This version is going on after summer 22, right? Every 4 months they introduce a new version. The version will be having the new Salesforce features. Okay, so now summer 22 is going on. In next month, winter 23, right? Winter 23 is a new version of the Salesforce having many new features, right? So which features are added newly? All those things when you search winter 23 features, you'll see all those details. Yeah, slowly we'll get to that where we see all these things. Okay, and after winter 23 again, spring 23 again, summer 23, it will continue. Okay, so just understand, right? Let's say I want to see when winter 23 will come. We can click on this maintenance, and if you see here, winter 23 October, right? In October 15, they are going to update with the winter 23. So it's like that. Okay, so slowly you'll understand. Okay, so we are in the initial stage. Slowly I'll repeat these things to understand in a better way. At high level, just I'm explaining, right? We have this account where this is, right? We have this inbuilt space allocated in this AP26 server, right? Inbuilt applications, right? Where to see the applications? I am saying Salesforce is offering CRM applications by default, right? So to see the applications, so once we log into Salesforce, right, you need to click on these dots. Okay, so technically we call this one as app launcher. So maybe if since we are starting newly, right, it takes some time to remember that name, right? So these dots we call as app launcher. Okay, you need to click on this one to see the CRM applications, whatever Salesforce offer, right? So I'm going to click on that one, right? This is app launcher, right? You need to click on this one. Once you click on this one, it is opening like this, right? Here, if you see service application, marketing, there are many more. And if you are not satisfied with this, you can click on view all. Here you see all full list. But if you see, first we discussed about marketing, right? As part of the CRM marketing, after marketing, sales, after sales service, right? Marketing. I'm just opening this application, right? Click on this one. This application is open. This is a marketing application. If you see this UI, right, the web page what we are seeing now, did we do any development? No, right? As soon as any company when they register, they see this application, they can click on that and they see like this. right? So inbuilt UI. Okay, so and also here application in Salesforce application is nothing but the set of different database tables shown on one of the menu. Okay, so maybe technically just we need to know about some terminology, especially if you are from other technology. Okay, just to understand easily terminology of Salesforce. Okay, first right, people say project, right? Project. So in Salesforce, the one project is like one application, right? Project is nothing but here in Salesforce we call as application or app, right? Simply we call app or application. It's up to you, right? Simply people say app. Okay, and right, maybe let's say marketing project, sales project, right? Here we call as marketing application, sales application. In database perspective, right? When you in general when you talk about Oracle database or SQL or some famous database, right? The data will be stored in the table, right? On day to day, we see many tables, right? Table, right? Table will be having the columns and rows, right? So everyone knows about general. In general, the table means, right? So in Salesforce, we call table as object. Okay. So maybe slowly, maybe after a few classes, I might call as object, right? So internally, how you need to understand object is nothing but a table, the database table which holds rows and columns, right? So in Salesforce, technically we call that as object. Okay, so slowly you'll understand. For now, right? Table means everyone knows. Object means only who know some basics of Salesforce they know. And in general, in table we have columns, right? Call as columns. Here in Salesforce, we call instead of column, we call as fields, right? Column as a field, right? Columns means fields. And in a table, rows will be there, right? The data, each and every row, right? So here, rows in Salesforce, we call rows as records. Okay, so maybe slowly I say record, means you need to understand it is a row in a table, like that. Okay, and also in the database perspective, right? When there is a data in the database, in general, to get the data from a table, SQL is one of the query language, right? To query data from a database table. Other technologies in general, whoever deals with database, right? They know SQL. Maybe to alter data in the database, DML, right? SQL means structured query language. So query, DML to create, modify, delete data in the table. So these things, these commands needs to be used to interact with the data in the database in general, right? In Salesforce, we are not going to write any command. We don't need to write any query. We don't need to write any DML command, right? So we have a concept called tab, right? In Salesforce, we have a tab. Tab is nothing but linked to an object. Right? Object is nothing but a table, right? So when we discussed about this CRM, right? I told that there are many tables, right? So here campaign is one table, lead is one table. I told like that, right? So without writing any query to access this table, right? So Salesforce, they provide the tab. Okay, this is where is this? I'll show you, right? So this is the terminology. Just try to understand. Okay, now when you log into Salesforce, when we open the application, this application is like one project, right? Marketing. This is the name of the application. So here, whatever you are seeing, all these are the tabs, right? So if you see campaigns is one of the tab. Instead of writing some command and a query on the web page, right? Whatever the page we are seeing, on that we have a tab, this one. As soon as we click on this one, internally Salesforce, they take care of, as soon as we click on this, they take care of querying from the database and show on the UI, right? So this tab, when you click Salesforce, they execute some logic, query the data from database and display on the UI. Okay, this table by default provided by Salesforce, right? As a ready-made, right? As part of the CRM applications, as part of the marketing application, by default they are providing a table called campaign. Without writing any command from the UI, by clicking, we can access. I'll show you how we can access now, right? So technically, this is a tab, right? In this terminology, whatever we have, marketing is the application, campaign is a tab, lead is a tab, right? Tab is nothing but it's linked to an object, right? There is a table. I'm clicking on this campaigns table, right? When you click on this, if you see, we're seeing a table with columns, right? All these are columns, right? Campaign name, type, status, all these are the columns, but there are no rows, right? So these columns, right, we call as fields, right? All these are the fields. Maybe if you want to digest, maybe it takes few days to maybe sync with this terminology. You can call as column. That is also fine. Right? Campaign name is one column. Parent campaign is a column. We can also say that campaign name is a field, right? And also, when we want to see the data from the campaign table, right? Table in Salesforce we call as object. It's not that always we want to see all the data from the table, right? So there is a campaign table. It's not that every time I want to see all the data in the campaign table. I want to see maybe only the recently viewed campaigns, but nothing is there, right? To filter, right? Out of many rows in the table, these things we call as list views. List views will filter out of many rows in the table, which rows you want to see. That criteria we give in this list view, and we can try to see the data. Okay, so somehow this object, this tab is by default provided by Salesforce. These list views are also by default provided by Salesforce. Okay, I'll slowly explain how we create this or modify this, all those things. For now, we are exploring whatever they are offering. Okay, now I'm choosing this list view. Okay, it will show all the campaigns, not only recently viewed, right? I'm clicking on this one, and if you see here, you are seeing some data. But who created this? Only few minutes back we registered. How this data is there? As part of the free account, right? When anyone any company when they register with Salesforce as part of the sample data, right? They provide some dummy data, because by seeing that we can understand how the format and how it is looking. Ultimately, if you don't want, we delete and create for this company what they want to maintain. Okay, so let's explore. Right now, if you see here, first thing what you need to know in Salesforce as a Salesforce employee, right? Maybe the any type of role, maybe you might be like in future admin or developer or tester or anything. So if you say you know Salesforce, the first step, once we log in, you should be able to click on this app launcher and open the application. I opened marketing application. You know, this is the name of the application. These are the tabs, right? And when you click on each tab, okay, so it will show the data which is present in that corresponding tab related object. This tab is linked to campaign object, right? That data we are seeing. So here, these are the fields, right? Campaign name, field or column, right? In Salesforce perspective, we call this as field. In general, we call as column, right? Start date, end date. So here, these are the rows, right? Row 1, this entire thing, row 2, row 3, row 4. In Salesforce, we call this as a record, right? This is one record, this is one record. You can click on one of this record, right, to see even more details, right? Practically in the table, we cannot see all the information. You can click on one of that and you see more information about the campaign, right? You see this campaign name, DM campaign to top customers. This is the date. Here, click on details. If you see, a lot of information is there. This campaign is active. What is the type of campaign, right? If you click here, you see it's opening in edit mode. So here we have many types, right? Conference, webinar, trade show. We can also add and remove these. Okay, so for that only we work. Okay, for now, just we are exploring whatever is already available here, right? So this is what is there, and the status. There are many values. This is at present. This is what is there, like that, right? So they are spending. The budget is 25K US dollars, and how much they spent? I think they spent only 23,500. Due to this campaign, how much revenue they are expecting? If you see here, 2.5 millions revenue they're expecting. Right? So all those details they store. Right? It's like this. We can see each and every row. Right? Row means record information like this. Right? So just this is like querying, right? We are not writing any command, but by clicking on this tab, right? By using these views, we are seeing the data. We can also create data, right? In this table, right? So the database, where is that database? Everything Salesforce, they take care. The connection to database, everything they have, right? So all we need to do, if you want to introduce a new campaign, let's say one of the marketing representative want to create a new campaign. If you see on top, new button is there, right? You can click on that one. It's like you are inserting one of the row in the campaign table, but we are not writing any command for this. So just populate. So I'll say, right, campaign name, sponsoring for one of the event or something, whatever, right? So based on how they spent, they give. Okay, so let's say I'm saying Google AdSense, right? They want to show maybe YouTube ads or internet ads. Google AdSense is the campaign name, and active. Let's say whoever is creating, they want to activate later, right? That is possible, right? So which type of campaign, right? Advertisement. Okay, so status, plan, start date. Let's say from next month first, end date. We can fill it later. Let's say budget. Let's say 10,000, right? So 10, right? I'm typing K, right? If you see here in Salesforce, no need to type all the numbers. Okay, let's say 10 million, right? I don't know how many zeros are there. Here we don't have the problem. M means million, right? Add millions. So like that. Okay, few things are there. You'll understand slowly. Let's say the budget is only 10K, means 10,000. Okay, I'm just giving and the saving, right? As soon as we click on save, this record is inserted, right? This is created by us now, right? We did not write any command. With point and click we are doing, right? So like this. Okay, so now click on this and you see this is the information we are giving. This is like we are creating the one of the row in the campaign table. Now I want to modify, right? So when you click on this, view, we have everything. And Google AdSense, where is that? Okay, so since it is not active, it is not showing. I think they have a filter off. Anyway, I think in recent we have this, right? So open. Let me update. I want to update, right? If you want to update, on top we have the buttons, right? Some buttons you see here. You click on this drop down, right? Edit. Either you can click on edit from here, or if you don't want to click edit from here, if you see, right, when you keep the cursor here, you see some pencil, this edit icon. From here also you can modify it. It's up to you. Okay. All I want to do, I want to make it active and save, right? That means we updated one of the row in the campaign table, right? Somehow I want to delete. I don't want this. That is also possible, right? Once we have this row, let's say we don't want this, we can delete. Okay, to delete. Okay, so once after opening this, right? Any record, let's say you are on here and you want to delete. From here you can delete, or maybe you can open this. On top there are many more actions. So here delete. Are you sure? Okay, delete. It's deleted, right? We are not writing any command. Point and click, it is deleted, right? So now I realized that I deleted by mistake. Somehow I want that back. That is also possible, right? In general, in our Windows or maybe Mac, when you delete any, if you want to restore, right, where we go, we have recycle bin, right? In Salesforce also, we have similar kind of thing, right? So click on this app launcher, and here search for recycle bin, right? So if you see here, there is a option for recycle bin. You can click on this recycle bin, right? Our deleted data stores in this recycle bin, right? From here, you can click on that and restore. Yeah, that's the concept, right? we can delete, we can see the data in the recycle bin. From recycle bin, we can restore. So now here one of the point, right? So when we work with Salesforce, so there are some limitation. I mean, limitations in the sense the limits, the governor limits. So because I'm saying that in the same server, right? I'm saying that this AP26 server, not only for this Airtel company, there are many other hundreds of companies. They have their data and database present in this, right? So if one company, if they do some mistake, the other company also will suffer because everyone is in the same. It's like apartment, right? Think that this server is like one apartment building, right? If you break wall within your flat, the other neighbor flat also will be spoiled, right? Something like that, right? So here also same thing. Okay, so there are some limitations when we share the server, right? Let's say if you want to keep full volume in your flat, if the other neighbors, if they listen to that, they won't bear with that, right? It's like that. So to avoid those kind of things, Salesforce, they are enforcing some upper limits, okay, that we call as governor limits, because same thing is shared by many companies, and if one company, if they do some mistake, the other company should not suffer. So to avoid those kind of things, when we work with few things, so Salesforce, they keep some upper limits. Those limits we call as governor limits. Okay, one of the limit is, so once the data is deleted, the data will be there in database only for 15 days. Okay, before 15 days, you can come here, you can restore. Let's say after deleting, after 15 days, if you want to restore, this won't be there. Salesforce delete that permanently. Okay, so we have such kind of limits. So slowly I'll be repeating. Okay, maybe it is fine if you don't understand now. There are many things I need to explain as part of the basics. Once we discuss all those things, you will get the whole picture again when I start explaining. So this demo is like piece by piece we are understanding. After that, we see everything as a whole. You will understand in a smooth way. Okay, that's about this. Okay, I'm able to restore, and if you go back here, right, you are seeing again the Google AdSense, whatever we created is there. Okay, so through this, without writing any comments, we are doing. Now we know this terminology, right? In this application, right? You know how this campaign looks. This is how they maintain, right? So on day to day, right? This is like this. This is not for only Pallavi, right? Even though the Pallavi, this user registered, this Salesforce account is not only for Pallavi. Pallavi is one of the employee in this Airtel company, right? Pallavi is going to create user accounts for other team members also. Everyone, they log into this Airtel company Salesforce account, right? Whatever Pallavi creates can be seen by the other team members. That is possible, right? So who can see what? Those things slowly we understand. But don't think that it is your personal account, right? It's not like a Gmail. You signed up for Gmail, and in that Gmail only your emails will be there, right? That is personal. Your Facebook account is personal, right? But Salesforce account, whatever we registered, is not for personal purpose, right? It's for company. This account is created for the company. In this company, Pallavi is one of the users. right? And Pallavi might be creating few more users. The colleagues of Pallavi from this company, they also log in and access, right? So just understand like that. Okay, this is not for personal purpose. So where we see those users, to see that again, to see few things. Okay, we need to go to this setup area, right? This gear icon we call as setup. Click on that, right? Gear icon and click on setup. Just I'm trying to show you the users, right? So left side, search for users and click on users. Okay, so these are the some of the users, right? But if you remember, we only registered Pallavi only, right? While registering, we gave first name, last name, Pallavi. In general, the primary user is assigned to system admin. What is system admin? All those things we need some time to understand. Okay, slowly we understand daily. As a whole, you understand everything by the end of this admin training. Okay, so Pallavi, and these are the details. But the other users, as part of the developer edition account, not only for me, even if you register along with that user what we created, Salesforce generates some system users, right? So it's like when you deal with the company, right? HR@company.com, you see admin@company.com. Those are some generic emails, generic roles. The same way, so security related user, integration related user, some users are generated by Salesforce. We can also create few more users. Okay, so for now I'm not creating. Slowly we also understand those things. Okay, so that's the thing. Now we know as part of this marketing application campaign, in the same way, all we need to do explore, right? So think that we have 1 month trial and they explore, and if they like, they purchase, right? So click on leads and see how it looks. Nothing is there. Here list view is there. How we create and modify these things, we'll see slowly. But now I'm choosing that one as part of the sample data. There are many leads are there, right? How the lead looks. We see opening a lead. We see there is something extra here, right? I think working contacted this lead. Click on details. So here, right, lead name, right? Miss Bertha Boxer is the name. This lead belongs to a company, Farmers Group of Florida. Right, all the details, right? So the company address, everything is there. Right? This is a lead. Airtel company employee, right? When they log in, one of the marketing rep of Airtel, they see these details and they try to call or mail and inquire whether this user is interested or not. So if you see there is a status, right? Here they decide whether they are interested or not. Let's say they are not interested, they choose close or not converted. If the lead is interested, close or converted, right? Click on save. You see here it is changed, right? When the status is marked as converted, I think when I explained here, I told lead is converted as account, contact, and opportunity, right? Right? How that happens when we open the lead, on top there is a button called convert. Click on that. You see here whatever the company in the background, if you see company, whatever information is there, that is captured as account name, and whatever the personal information, birth, boxer, all this information is captured into this contact, right? So what they want, maybe this is like, we can give some name. Okay, so like this, right? The lead will be converted as account, and the contact and opportunity. Account is nothing but company. Contact is the person who is working in that company. Opportunity is the deal what they want, right? So if you don't want to create opportunity, you can choose this and convert, right? Maybe we can create this opportunity later. That is also there. So this is what my meaning when I say the lead is converted into account, contact, and opportunity. Okay. For now, I'm not converting. We have some data, sample data available. Okay. So, but mainly the marketing rep job is creating campaigns, generating leads, right? So once the lead is converted, the sales team, then they will be coming into picture, right? So mostly the marketing team, they deal with this too. Once this is converted, the sales team, they'll come into picture, right? How the sales team they access, they click on this one, go to sales application, right? Click on that. Now this is the sales application, right? And there are many tabs like this. Okay. In the same way, service, I'll explain this. We don't have more time today. Okay, so tomorrow I'll continue and explain about these things. And there are a few more things. So the thing is, few things if you are not understanding, you'll be understanding little later. We need to connect all the dots and understand in a whole. The first 4 days, 5 days are like that. Okay, once after 4 5 days, you'll be understanding the full picture and you will be understanding everything in a organized way. Okay, so for now, before ending, let's say you registered and logged in and you are done for today, right? Tomorrow, if you want to log in, how to log in? That's the big question, right? When we registered, right? Where we registered, we go to developer.salesforce.com, and here we clicked on sign up and registered. But to log in, no need to go to this developer.salesforce.com, right? So the thing is, when we register for developer edition or maybe unlimited or enterprise, any edition, whatever the Salesforce account we get, that we call as production. Okay, tomorrow our topic is production and sandbox. Sandbox is like a test environment, right? What is production? What is sandbox? Those things we discuss. Okay, that is most important to understand. Okay, now, so what you need to understand, when we register, what we get is the production. Production is the live place, right? The live environment where the application runs. Okay, but when we make any changes or development, we should not directly disturb the live application production, right? For that, there is a concept called sandbox. About that, we'll discuss tomorrow. What is that sandbox and all those things. So for now, what I want to explain, we logged out. Now how to log in, right? So whatever we have now, the account is the production, right? To log into production, the URL is login.salesforce.com. Okay, only for sign up, you go to developer.salesforce.com and sign up. Once the account is created, on day to day to log into our account, right? The developer edition account, what we created is like a production. The URL is this URL. Okay, on top of this notes, you can see the production URL, right? Here also I'm placing, and maybe here, right? Production URL. So here, enter, we know the username, and this is the username. Password, SFDC@123, right? First 1 or 2 days, yeah, register and go to log out, go to login.salesforce.com, enter username and password, login, right? These basics you need to know. Slowly the other things will come. Okay, here the thing is, now you know the username and password, right? But still you cannot log in. Okay, Salesforce additional security, when you try to log in from any new internet or new browser, they additionally ask for the verification code, which will go to your email address or mobile number. Okay, here it is asking, do you want to get the verification code to mobile number? You can give. Otherwise, by default, it go to the email address associated to your user. Yeah, I don't want. If you want, you can give. If it is my personal account, I give mobile number also, so that the verification code comes to mobile. Okay, so once we enter, we log in, right? So like this, right? Again, once you are done doing practice, log out. Again, tomorrow, login.salesforce.com, enter username and password and login. That's the process. The other things, sandbox and other things, we discuss tomorrow. So before ending today, any questions, anyone? If you somehow, if you are not understanding something, you have to tell me. Then only I can try to explain in a better way, right? So especially from other background who are not from IT or computer science, if you are facing any problem, let me know. So any questions, anyone so far? Okay. So I'm assuming that you are understanding. Okay, I'll be sharing these notes and recording like how I shared today, in the same way. If you are not getting notes or the recording, just you can ping me in WhatsApp. That you have my WhatsApp number, right? If you don't have, this is my WhatsApp number, right? I'm only available in WhatsApp. Direct call, you cannot connect. Okay. Yeah, any questions before ending? Can you share today's notes little early? Notes I can share, but recording it take time. One day it needs 1 day for conversion. Okay, notes, maybe the same notes you can, whatever I have sent today. I'm updating the notes. You see the notes immediately. Recording, you will get it by tomorrow. Okay, yeah. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.